So like we were saying, what Mo actually said was actually fantastic. I'm so glad she said that. I wish I was recording it, but she was just saying how just organizing her day, keeping everything on a calendar, knowing that she has to go to the gym before a certain time, doing all these things that she knows she needs to do, allows her to be just a lot more productive, a lot more successful when she's going throughout her days. And I doubt you can find any billionaire, any millionaire that does not have a schedule, and it's because it just works, keeping track of what you need to do, and also being able to see the big picture. Also, I've been recently been making sure that I've been doing, and I'm preaching about to everybody else, is that having not only just a day plan or a week plan, but also have a yearly plan, have a 5-year goal plan, have a 10-year goal plan, things like that, really push you and give you momentum to be able to do things that are sometimes hard and difficult, because sometimes you're doing shit that just plain out sucks. Okay, but being able to see that bigger picture, that goal really does drive me forward. And over here, you got somebody that's raising their hand. You want to
Yes. I wanted to also say
preach?
that another thing that I thought was really good for even billionaires to be using, that's helpful for even a lot of people, is doing affirmations, setting
Mhm.
goals. What are you going to do tomorrow? What are you excited for? And what are you grateful for? And all those things have definitely helped me to keep a positive mindset, because sometimes, with your business, it can get stressful, because you're the one doing it, you're the one putting everything together. So sometimes it gets really stressful. So having that thing to keep yourself in check, to keep on top of things, be like, hey, I got to get this done. It's really good too, I believe, for people to do, along with, staying organized and all that.
Mm-hmm. The power of just being straight up, just grateful for where you're at, being grateful for where you're at, keeping a positive mindset, different things like that is just all these little things that you're doing is all going to equate to overall just a bigger picture of you becoming successful, and I know you named specifically like 3 different questions: what you're grateful for, so what you said, what you're excited for, and you said what you're gonna do tomorrow. I mean, that might work for some people. I mean, obviously everybody's different. I love those 3 powerful questions. I use those as well too. But those allow those 3 questions: what are you grateful for? What are you excited for? What are you gonna do tomorrow? They kind of just be a basis of what you can discover for your own. Obviously you don't have to do the same exact questions, but figure out what works for you. Maybe a calendar that's time blocked, or a calendar that's every 5 minutes it shows what you're gonna do, or maybe just maybe an oversimplified calendar. Everybody's different, is what I'm trying to say. Everybody's different, everybody works in a different way, you see things differently. So really you can't really just excuse me, you can't really read or listen to like Elon Musk where he time blocks, or Bill Gates where he does X, Y, and Z, and say that that's going to be like a universal rule and I need to follow that. It's not going to really work that way. You need to, yeah, take their advice, understand what these billionaires are doing, but then also take that advice and put it into yourself. Maybe test different things out and really just figure out what works for you in the long run. Because what works for you might not work for everybody else in the long run. Okay, and I'm actually great. Great, we started talking about that. Let me take a little sip of coffee over here. Beautiful. So we talked a little bit about mindset here. That made me really happy that Mo brought this up over here. A couple other things I really want to dive into in regards to mindset before we get into what I really want to talk about making some money, is that another thing is abundance too. We've been reading a couple of books lately, and there's so many different stories in this book where it's just saying how a positive mindset, thinking about abundance, thinking about these different things really do make a difference if you don't think about abundance. If you have that mindset where you're limiting yourself, you have that mindset where you're thinking, oh, this might be too expensive to buy, I'm not ready for this just yet. All those beliefs, like let me give you an example over here. The other day, me and my girl, we went out to get some ice cream, and there's 2 gelato places. There's one gelato place, and it looked kind of bummy. It had cheap ice cream. I think it was like $5 for an ice cream cone, so it wasn't really too bad. But the place didn't look too extravagant. So I went on my Google Maps and I found this other place is rated 5 stars, 5 out of 5 stars, perfect rating. You know, had 300 reviews. Whereas this one over here maybe had 2 or 3 reviews. You saw the little stray cats walking in and out of it. And we're like, let's just walk a little further. So we walked down the block a little longer. And we saw this beautiful place where the line was literally out the door. We're like, all right, this is the place to go. What I'm trying to get out of the story is that treat yourself like first class. What I really want to get this message is to treat yourself like first class. You know, the other day we just went to Best Buy and I was debating if I should buy X, Y, and Z. You know, I should buy a new monitor, new computer, new phone, different things and different things like that. And we ended up buying all of it. You know, the reason being is because first, this helps me become a lot more efficient. This helps me work a lot harder. It allows me to work a lot faster. So why would I not buy those things? You know, because I'm too cheap to buy those things? Absolutely not. We should not have that mindset that we're too cheap to buy something, or that we should save money all the time. You know, we should have the mindset that we're investing this into a new monitor because that new monitor, because you have 2 screens, is allowing you to work a lot more efficiently. You know, we shouldn't have this mindset where I don't have enough money to buy this. You know, we should have the mindset is like, all right, I'm gonna buy it, but how can I double my money off this investment? Or how can I make that money? Even if you don't have the money to buy whatever it is, think about it instead of not thinking necessarily that you don't have the money to buy it, but instead think, how could I find ways to make that money? Maybe you do, I don't know, for Dom over here, do a quick contracting job to buy that laptop, or Mo over here, you fix someone's credit over here. Whatever it might be, you got to think of ways to be able to do it. And what I really want to get out of this mindset session is to kind of change around your mind, because limiting yourself does not work. Straight up, it does not work, and you get stuck, and it's gonna suck. What you need to really think is you need to think great about yourself. You know, every now and then, before I get into one of these meetings, before I talk on stage in front of people, you know, I mean, I haven't really talked in front of a lot of people, but the most I've ever talked to is maybe 1,000, 2,000 people. For me, I thought that was kind of a lot. But I remember specifically, as I was walking up to that stage, you know, the sweat started dripping down. I started feeling my armpits get a little stanky down there. And I started getting a little nervous. But then I was like, as I was walking up to that stage, I was like, Blade, these people wanted you to be here. These people need you to be here. These people want to hear what you have to say. These people are going to listen to you, and they're going to improve. You're going to help these people out. And as I was giving myself this motivational pep talk, and as I was walking up these stage, like, yo, Blade, you're the freaking best. You're a beast. You're a fucking alpha. Let's go. I noticed the sweat literally just stop right there. And rather than me hopping on the stage worried, rather than me hopping the stage thinking, oh, are these people gonna like it? Are these people gonna like my stage, and really being worried? I was instead focusing on what could I say to really just make these people as successful as possible. And by changing that, we had an excellent meeting in regards to AI and Facebook ads. And everybody on the stage absolutely loved it. It was wonderful. So what I'm trying to say is that don't focus in on self-limiting beliefs, because that is actually so powerful. I think of it as like this little demon over here, this little demon that's just like trying to mess with you, trying to screw you over. But don't let that little demon just take over. You're stronger than that. You know, you're so much stronger than you really think you are in your mind. You know, it's a statistic by Dr. Schindler or something like that in a book, How to Live 365 Days a Year, whereas it says that 3 out of 4 people that are in a hospital are self-diagnosed to be medically and emotionally ill. In which case, what he's saying is that 3 out of 4 people in the hospital bed that's sick are self-induced to that sickness. As in, they're not really sick, they just think they're sick, so they go to the hospital. And when they go to the hospital, they convince themselves they're sick, and then their charts go crazy because they're believing that they're sick, and it happens. You know, which is crazy to think, because if they just believe a little bit that they can get better, that they just believe a little bit that they can grow and get healthy, they would just leave. You know, they would leave and they walk away. You know, there's so many different stories about that. You know, when I was a track runner, just thinking about this, it was always me and my buddy Tyler. We were the best track runners in high school, absolutely the best, smoked everybody. And it was crazy that because during the season, it was either I would usually win or he would sometimes win. And it was back and forth between him winning or me. And it turned kind of halfway through the season, my hips really started absolutely aching, killing me. And what ended up happening is that he won a couple of races because I was hanging slow behind him. I still got like maybe third, fourth, fifth place, but I allowed myself to really start feeling that pain. And then when I read a book called Grit, I don't know if I have a book here. No, I do not have a book here. Grit is an amazing book. It's Grit by Angelina Duckworth. Okay, and I remember her name because her last name is kind of funny, Duckworth. But in that book, after reading this book, I was so motivated, and I believed in that power of self-belief. I believe that if you don't want this pain to affect you, it's not going to affect you. But if you want that pain to affect you, it's going to affect you in that race. So then after like losing a couple of 3 races to Tyler, and I still had the same amount of pain, I would go outside and I would mentally prepare myself. I would not stay next to any of the guys in the team because they would be like, oh, you're losing against Tyler, your hip was all fucked up. I wouldn't warm up with them anymore. I would go do my own thing. I had music on and I just pump myself up. And then during the actual race, those 2 races later that I lost, on the next race, because I didn't warm up with them, because all those people probably just gonna make fun of me like how typical guys do, because I didn't warm up to them, because I didn't listen to them, because I only listened to myself. Guess what happened on the next race? I fucking smoked Tyler. I absolutely killed it. It was fucking awesome. I was so proud of myself. And it was just the simple fact that I did not listen to these people putting self-limiting beliefs into myself, that I warmed up by myself, had my headphones in, and I listened to myself. I believed in myself. That very next race, I won that race. I smoked that dude. I smoked him. I was so happy, right? And I'm thinking about it now. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was smiling off that, right? And I remember that. It was the first time I truly learned about having a abundance mindset, having a mindset that you can control, okay? Because everybody, the more you win in life. And, I've realized this so much. Even my girl coming into my life, she realized this as well too, is that the more you win, the more you upgrade, the more you get better, the more you get stronger, the more you win spiritually, physically, financially, I might be missing one, all those. You're gonna realize that people do not like to see you get better than them. People do not like to see that. People kind of, inherent nature is kind of just to get jealous. And you're going to see people, maybe they start asking for money, and if you don't give it to them, they're going to get pissed or something like that. What I'm trying to say is that people start to push away from people that are more successful than them. And you can't allow that to really stop you from winning and doing the things that you want to do. Because ultimately, and this is the way I see it, this is really the way I see it, is that you can't take care of people. You can't help people. You can't really, I'm sorry, love people, but you can't take care of people in especially emergency situations if you're this weak person that doesn't have a lot of money to help out. If you're one of your cousins went to the hospital and they got this massive hospital bill, how are you gonna possibly save him or help him out if you're yourself penny pinching for money, you know? And there's plenty of stories that go like that. But what I'm trying to say is that everybody here, everybody listening, everybody that's on their hustle as well too, we all deserve to win. We all deserve to have abundance. We all deserve to become the best versions of ourselves that we possibly can be. And all that all starts in your mind. It's a reason why every single course you take, every single training you take, anything that you listen to where it trains you how to become better, every single course, the first chapter, it's always about mindset. And there's a reason for that, guys. But yes, that's enough of my spiel there. If anyone has questions, please interrupt me now, because I want to talk about a couple of client acquisition strategies that are working for me. So I hope that helped, guys. I hope this motivated you to absolutely kill it this week. All right, because I'm excited now. I'm hyped up. My mindset's fired up. I hope everyone else's mindset's fired up. We're on to close a shit ton of clients this week. We're all about to make a whole bunch of money this week. We're all about to take care of our loved ones because we can. And we're also going to give with abundance because we can as well, too. And we're going to receive with abundance as well, too, which is really cool because the more I give, I find the more I actually receive, and it's biblical. So now let's go back into a couple of client acquisition strategies, because now that we got this abundance mindset, guys, now it's time to actually apply them and start killing the game, become the best person you can be. Excuse me. Client acquisition strategies. Client access strats. Okay. So let me go with one of my basic ones. And now this one's going to be specifically actually for Dom over here, mainly because he has his own construction business. And I have my own little handyman business where we did handyman stuff, landscaping stuff, not as great as Dom yet, but let me talk about what worked for me, because this can help Dom, this can help Mo over here, this can help everybody else that's watching this. Okay. My main go-to method for getting clients when I had this handyman business, back in the days where I was pushing a lawnmower while pedaling my skateboard to go to job, I would literally skateboard an hour away to do a job that paid me like $20, $30, and then do skateboard an hour back. Which is pretty funny because I brought my leaf blower eventually, and I found out that you can take the leaf blower, push it behind you, and you actually can blow yourself on the skateboard. But not the part of this video. So couple of client acquisition strategies that I found that really works, going from kind of basic to more all the way advanced. The way I really started my handyman landscaping business, it was it was as simple as a business card distribution, okay, brochure distribution, poster distribution. Now I know this might sound very, very simple, but let me just break down my methods, and maybe some of these will give you some ideas. Okay. So obviously we got the simple, the classics, put up signs. Okay. Simple, you put up signs. For me, I would put a lot of the signs up on the entrances, on the exits, even at fast food places, right in the drive-through. I would be a little sneaky like that. People remove them once every 2 days, but I just put them right back. Next thing, business cards. Now this, I can always guarantee you guys probably never heard of it, but this is more so focused on handyman, but I'm sure you can find a different application where you can use this. So business cards. So what I would do, and I actually learned this from my grandpa. Let me explain what my grandpa would do. And then I'll explain exactly how I switched up to make it work for me. What my grandpa would do is he would either get a box of donuts or a box of chocolates. And what he would do, and my grandpa is a playboy. All right, he's a straight up freaking PIMP, 50 cents at at best. That's my grandpa. He would go around to every single real estate, every single mortgage broker, because he was a home inspector. So he relied on real estate people, mortgage brokers, mortgage lenders, all the people to bring him business. I want to say around 70% of his business was through referrals through mortgage brokers and real estate agents, which is a healthy business. The rest of his 30%, 20% was through his Google My Business or by running some Google search ads. But the other 70% came from straight up referrals because people loved him. People loved the way he talked. He was a smooth operator. Okay. And what he would do is he would take a bunch of business cards and a bunch of chocolates. And what he would do is he would take the business cards, load them in the chocolates, and bring it to every single real estate agent around, within a 60-mile radius. He would make it a point to drive to every single real estate office there is. And what he would do is he would go and flirt with every single secretary. And I kid you not, my grandpa absolutely loved it. Because I would go there as a kid with him, and I would watch him flirting with these secretaries, having an awesome time, laughing with them. And each one, it's not like you just go there and just drop his business cards there. No, you'll go there and spend time with everybody, shake everybody's hand, maybe eat some chocolates with them, eat a donut with them, make them laugh a little bit. The point being is to make sure that they remembered who he was. That was being also generous, giving them donuts, also generous, giving them chocolates, so that whenever a home needs inspected, who are they really going to give it to? Some other schmuck that's not delivering any donuts, or a person that's consistently every week coming here with donuts, making them laugh, making sure that his name is known, making sure that everybody loves him, making sure he's shaking hands with everybody, and everybody has his business card, and everybody knows what he does. People give the business to the person that's just, more loud, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. I think that's how the metaphor is said. I'm pretty sure, right? But what I'm trying to say is that he would go to everybody, make sure he's known, making sure everybody loves him, and he would just hand out business cards to him, and that really absolutely killed it. It might be a simple method, but oftentimes it's what those simple methods that really, really work, you know? So business card distribution, the way I change that around is what I would do is I went to, because I live in a community, it's called Hemlock Farms. And in this community, we have a dump and we have a mailroom. And the dump is everybody goes there to throw trash out. And the mailroom, everybody goes there to pick up mail. Pretty simple. But what I would do is I would go to the mailroom, every day. I'll go to the dump every day. And I'd spend 30 minutes to an hour at the mailroom, 30 minutes to an hour at the dump. And whenever I saw, excuse me, I'm still getting off a cough. But whenever I saw an old lady come out of the car, I'll run over them, boom, like flash, all right? I'll go over them and I'll make sure that they're not touching their garbage, okay? They would not touch the garbage. I would take the garbage out of their car and throw it into the garbage. And I want to say, every single time I've done that, just been a smile face, nice, polite, gentleman-like, helping old ladies put their garbage into the dump every single time. And I shit you not, every single time I did that, I got a job for my crew, for my landscaping crew, for my handyman crew. I would like leap low or cut some grass. I know it's simple, but every single time I helped the old lady out, it would bring me a job in return. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, can you guys still hear me? Yeah, we good. All right. So what I'm trying to say is that doing those extra things really, really help. What I also do is I go to the mailroom and I put up signs on there. They would always take them down because my competition didn't really like me. They're a little feisty sometimes, but I'll still put up signs. I'll throw business cards everywhere. I'd shake people's hand. I'd talk to people. I'd start up a conversation with random people. And I often went for like old ladies, because most of the old ladies didn't really want to do it themselves. Because they just want to just relax and retire, but they had money to retire. So I made sure I talked to them, made sure it was a point. Like I said, every single time I talk with people, I would get a job. Another thing too is I'll go to the dump, I'll go to the mailroom, and I take a pizza box. I have a pizza box, and I load it up with business cards all around the pizza box. And I'll take that pizza box and I'll give it to the people that work at the dump. I'll give that pizza box to the people that work in the mailroom, because when you give them something, they always feel subconsciously like they have to give back. When you give something to someone, you always feel subconscious like you have to say thank you. You always feel subconscious like you kind of owe them something. So you take those business cards, you put in the pizza box, all around the pizza box, and you have a bunch of business cards and they ate your pizza, they're gonna feel a lot more inclined to hand out that business card whenever somebody asks for a handyman or a landscaper or a contractor or a painter or a roofer or whatever it might be. So those two things have really just started out my business, made it really, really fantastic. Next thing over here, we're going to talk about that really made my handyman business pretty well, all right, is a community. Okay. And yeah, we have a community over here, Funnel Hacker Labs, and on the Discord as well, too. We got people talking in the Discord, we got people talking on the Facebook group, but really, really, really what I like about this community is that it gets you people to reoccurringly buy. It gets you people to also refer people over to you. So I have a community. I have a Facebook group that's called Hemlock Happenings. And I want to say it might be 2/3 out of all the Hemlock members in my community. Yeah, it took time to build that up. But ever since like day one that I launched that Facebook group, it has brought me in work. It has brought me in jobs for my handyman business. Okay. And it's as simple as bringing people together. Maybe we show off, we provide value onto this community. We show events. I do giveaways. You don't have to do giveaways. In the giveaways, I would literally get a pizza and I would bring it to the person's house. I take a picture of them and I post in the community. We do events, we do giveaways, we do polls. Current events like what's going on around in Pennsylvania, different things like that, and talking to people. Obviously, we talk about, and we also have another thing on here that helps people a lot is a barter, sell, trade little subsection of the community. I'll call it selling, whatever. But all these things, these pieces of value over here, is helping people out, and it's inclining people to actually want to use the community a lot more. This barter, sell, and trade thing, people are always on it. People are always posting on it, on what they want to sell to the community or what they want to give away for free to the community. This over here, putting up polls over here, what people want to see out of this community, what people want to do, what people are looking for. They're looking for another friend to hang out with, that bring people together. Giveaways that makes people happy. It drives engagement to certain posts. The way you structure it out. I'm talking about events. It gives people what to do. You're helping people. You're providing value. So all this stuff is going to want people to come back to this community, and then becoming known in that community as a go-to handyman, as a go-to landscaper, as a go-to roofer, as a go-to painter, as a go-to deck repair expert. That's what I became known as. And what that allowed me to do is allows me to kind of just get work coming towards me for me not to have to chase. So when you have work, when you attract work rather than go hustle, chase for it, you're going to find that when you're chasing for work, people are going to ask more for prices. Whereas when you attract work, people don't really ask for prices. They're like, all right, fuck it. I came to you for a reason. I came to you because I like you. I came to you because I trust you. I came to you because I know you can provide the best services based upon your community. So whatever price you tell me, I'm probably going to go for it unless it's something crazy ridiculous. Community. And my final thing over here that really allowed my business, my construction business over here to skyrocket is GMB, Google My Business, guys. Okay. And honestly, the way Google My Business is planning out, I've been saying this for a while, is Google My Business is going to take over Yelp as a primary review site. Google is a $1 billion company. Yelp is like $1 million company. I definitely do believe Google My Business is definitely well worth the time allocated toward it rather than Yelp. So if you were to focus on the one, I'd focus more so on Google My Business. What I'm saying, especially before, and I also believe that they're going to start charging you for SEO to have your website ranked. And I also do believe that it's more powerful, especially in local businesses. For example, restaurants, construction, other service-based business where you have to go face-to-face. I definitely believe a Google My Business is more powerful than having a website. Let me turn this off over here. It keeps on bothering me. Go away. Cool. I definitely believe it's more powerful than having a website because Google My Business ranks first before any website. So if you rank your Google My Business higher than anything else, and I'm going to show you a couple of reasons on how to do it in a second, it's going to perform a lot better for you. And what I did is, I had this construction business, but I had my landscapers, my handyman working for me, little subcontractors in Hemlock. What I also did is I 10x this. I opened up a couple Google My Businesses in Wilkes, which is a city maybe 20 minutes away from me. I opened up another Google My Business in Scranton. I opened up another Google My Business in Kingston. I opened up another Google My Business in Hazleton. I opened up another business in Pittston. What I'm trying to say is I opened up like 4 or 5 different Google My Businesses. I still have these Google My Business up there. What that allows me to do is allows me to bring, and I rank these businesses, and I'll show you in a second how I did it, but it allows me to bring in business from these different towns. Because one of the things that Google My Business looks for is proximity. And proximity, prevalence, and prominence. Proximity is one of them. So proximity being when somebody searches up your business, somebody searches up a contractor near me, the business that pops up is dependent upon how far you are from the person searching up, dependent on your location. So if you're opening up, you got Pittston over here, you got Hazleton over here, you got Wilkes over here, you got Kingston over here, you got Scranton over here, you got Hawley over here, you got Milford over here. The person searching up, they're gonna see all your shit over here. Regardless, wherever they are searching up, I wanted them to find me, to find my business, because I had contractors everywhere. I have subcontractors everywhere. So open up multiple Google My Businesses helps you with proximity. But what also helps it rank is obviously getting reviews. Reviews account to completely 15%. I think I read as a statistic to Google My Business listing. Another thing is what you're posting in that Google My Business. What do I mean by what you're posting? I mean that are you posting things that are what other people are most likely to search up? So think about it. Let's say you were a roofer out there. Okay, you do roofs, you build roofs, repair roofs, maybe you put solar panels on there. Okay, 3 things that you mainly do in that roofing business, in that roofing niche. What are people searching up in their roofing? They're probably like best roofer near me, roofer to install solar panels near me, fastest roofing near me, commercial roofing near me, residential. Probably not gonna look up residential, but best roofer near me. What I'm trying to say is that all these keywords, first of all, you can find those keywords by using something as simple as Google Trends, and you can figure out what people are really searching within your area. But by putting up posts on your Google My Business, like best roofer near me, what people are actually searching up, all that is going to allow you to just rank your Google My Business up a lot higher. And now to 10x that, now something crazy that most people don't understand and don't really tell everybody about this. This is only for the Funnel Hacker Lab users. Excuse me. But if you do one thing in particular that in your Google My Business, it's going to change the way you rank it. The title, the name of your business, okay? If you change the name of your business, let's say it is Western Roofing or All American Roofing. Shout out to Donovan, actually. But let's say it's All American Roofing. If you were to change that name to Best Roofer in Atlanta, Georgia, it's gonna pop up a lot better than All American Roofing. And the reason being is because Best Roofer in Atlanta, Georgia is what people are actually searching up. They're not actually searching up American Roof, All American Roofing. Nobody knows what your business's name is. Okay, nobody knows what it is, so people aren't going to search it up. So if you swap it to change it to Best Roofer in Atlanta, Georgia, you're going to find that your site is going to get ranked up a lot higher. Okay. In addition to that, if you use our social booster, you get a bunch of reviews on it. You know, you can buy a couple of reviews. That's going to rank up your Google My Business. In addition to, you also have another thing on here that allows traffic to go to your website or to Google My Business. Google My Business also favoritizes people with the most traffic on the Google. So if you buy a bunch of views to go to your Google My Business, that's going to rank it up considerably higher than your competitors as well, too. You know, it's all about doing the small little things, the small little pieces to the puzzle that's overall going to make up to the entire big picture of the puzzle and make that puzzle look amazing. You know, the actual picture's going to come out. You know, all those puzzle pieces, you know, changing out the name, making sure you're posting, making sure you have reviews in the Google My Business is all you're just taking these puzzle pieces and putting it into the puzzle, boom, 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 boom. So that finally at the end, when you have all these, you got the email, you got the Google My Business, you got the community, you got the business card, you got the sign. Finally, now once you have all that set up, now you're gonna see the entire picture of the puzzle finally come together. You know? And now the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is one of my favorite but most simple rapid cash injection models. Okay. My most simple, guys, rapid cash injection model. So if you guys need some money, this is what I would do. All right. Ever follow me how to rent? This is what I would do. A deer hit your bumper. This is what I'll do. Girlfriend wants to go on a date. This is what I'll do. All right. Rapid cash injection. Boom. So what I would do is as simple as a text message blast or a DM blast. So it's great. ManyChat allows you to do DM broadcasts to all the people that are that are connected to your Facebook page. So ManyChat works great for that. I think it's only $10-15 a month. But anybody that has previously talked to your Facebook page, you're able to do mass broadcasts using ManyChat to all those people. You can do on the Go High level, the Funnel Hacker Lab CRM. You can do, obviously, you can do email, and you can also do text message broadcasts as well, too. Now, what's great about this is that what I would hit up is everybody. You know, whenever you rapid cash injection, hit up everybody. your friends, your family, and just talk about your business. Be like, hey, we have a special. We have a holiday special in regards to your business, and broadcast it out to everybody. Whenever I do this, if I'm doing emails, I do it differently than the way I do text messages. If I do a text message, so let me text, emails, and do messenger /DM. Go down into the DMs, right? Excuse me. Each one of these I would handle differently. Okay. So text messaging, the way I would handle text messaging is you can do offer a sale, offer coupon, say offer scarcity. Hey, we have a new opportunity where for the next 5 people will get access to XYZ. Scarcity. Well, all my books just fell over here. It's okay. I'm gonna say there, whatever. Scarcity, SCARCITY. Okay. They have new something coming now, and you only have a certain amount of spots left available. All right. You can have another one that works pretty well. Sales, coupon, scarcity. Talking about what you have. Oh, free spots. Yeah, it's kind of like scarcity though. One thing that we do for my handyman business is that maybe we sell firewood during the fall. What I would say is that, hey guys, our last person just canceled on firewood. I do this a massive broadcast to everybody. Last person just canceled on firewood. We got this free thing of a quart of firewood. Who wants it? Something simple as that. Offering that you have an availability. Our job canceled. We have an availability for Tuesday. You want to do need grass cut. In exchange for that, we'll take $20 off or something like that. But these broadcasts really work pretty well. Someone raise their hand over here.
Yes, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Do you think it's also good, going in what you were talking about, to offer like, I see Luke Belmar, he talked about offering like a cup of coffee in exchange for value.
I love that one actually. Let's talk about that one. That's fantastic. So glad you brought that up. So so Luke Belmar, he actually taught me that too. Luke Belmar, what he would do is and this kind of more so goes toward emails, but you can do it on a text too, but you just want to make sure your texts are short and straight to the point. But one thing that worked for me fantastically, absolutely freaking fantastically, and I'm so glad he brought this up, thank you, is offering a free cup of coffee. So you do a text and you'd be like, hey guys, are you available tomorrow? I want to show you a new product that we just released. In exchange, I'll buy you a free cup of coffee. Okay. And you structure it out so that the subject line is like, hey, you want a free Blade or first name, want a free cup of coffee on me, want a free cup of Starbucks. Most people like Starbucks. I would use Starbucks instead of Dunkin' Donuts because people would rather have something a little bit more bougie. And you offer a free cup of coffee and be like, hey, I have a free cup of coffee, exchange, let's hop in front of a meeting and I'll show exactly how to scale your business so that at the very least, even if you hate what I have to say, at least you get a free cup of coffee. And what's really great about it is that people are more inclined to do it. And also, you don't always have to give away that free cup of coffee because what you can do is you can download that Starbucks app and you can give away gift cards. And you're only going to get charged if the people actually use that gift card. And I want to say maybe 4 out of 10 times, even less than that, honestly, even less than that. I want to say 1 out of 10 times that you actually hop in a meeting with somebody for that free cup of coffee, are they actually going to ask for that free cup of coffee? That free cup of coffee is only a thing to bring people in to a stress-free, no obligation call where they feel as though that regardless, they're going to get value out of it. A free cup of coffee. And you structure it in a way like, hey, go to your local cafe and I'll be at my local cafe too. It'll be as if we're talking to each other face to face, but we're just hopping in a Zoom meeting, and you give them a free coffee, but most of the time people won't even take upon that offer. They'll just see it as an attractive offer. They would want that free cup of coffee because everyone wants free shit and they'll hop on a meeting with you. It's just like almost as if, when you run an ad out there for free training. Okay, this is why I see free stuff, free on a freebies really working too well. Because let's say you offer a free ebook on how to repair your credit. Okay. Most people that see it is they're gonna see the pictures on it and read the pictures. And if you don't have a strong call to action at the very end, they're just gonna skim through that book really quickly, look at the pictures, and then do nothing with it. Most people don't even go to the point where they actually download the ebook as well too. Which is why when you do an ebook or a freebie, you need to really make sure that's super high quality. Matter of fact, I don't really do freebies that are not videos anymore, mainly because the point that people don't want that added friction. People like, let's compare a training to a membership to an ebook. So an ebook, training, membership. So on the ebook over here, you got to make sure that, and I know I might go kind of ranting over here, but on a free ebook, you need to make sure that there's plenty of pictures. You got to make sure that's super easy to open up, that they receive it as soon as possible. Otherwise, if you don't receive the ebook as soon as possible, they're not going to look through it. They're not going to go back in their emails to look at that ebook. So if you're running an ad to an ebook, a free ebook, as soon as they submit the ad, they should get that free ebook. Okay. Training over here, this is what I like the best. But a membership over here, most people don't like that added friction of checking out the ad. They're gonna get free membership, access to a bunch of trainings and stuff, and they have to log into something. They might log in the first time, but they're never gonna log in again. So what I like the best is the middle ground over here. There's a little training, so that after they complete a funnel, and this is what I find that works right now, is that let's say they have a funnel over here. Okay, let's say the funnel is a landing page. It might be a landing page is maybe the second page is like give me info. Landing page with a video or something like that. Second page is give me info in exchange for the training. And the third page over here is the actual training guide over here, where you have a bunch of videos. Maybe a 3-step video guide over here. Okay, that's what I find to work the best. Is people actually watch your videos, your training guide, is if you have it on the third step of the funnel. Okay. So if it's in the actual funnel, is where I find to have the most results. If it's an ebook, some people kind of read it, some people don't. Most people kind of just skim through it. And if it doesn't have a strong call to action enough, they're not really going to take action. If you offer a membership, people might log in the first time, but they're probably never going to log into it again, regardless if you offer it as a paid membership or as a free membership. But if you want to give a freebie out, I would take the freebie and put it on the third step of the funnel. And then the third step of the funnel, you have like a training guide, like 1 video, 2 video, 3 video, and at the end of that, call to action on what to do, like schedule a call. And on the top of that call to action, what to do, schedule a call. Pretty much saying that, hey, if you don't want to watch these videos, you want to get straight to the point with success, the shortcut is secret to the success, and not watch these videos and have us do it for you, schedule a call. It's going to be on the top of this training, and it's going to be on the bottom of this training. Plus, when you hover over here in the corner, over here in the little X bar, a pop-up will appear facing there saying, wait, don't leave this page yet. Make sure you get the shortcut to success. All you got to do is schedule a call with us and get them in a call with you. Okay? That's what I found to work when in terms of freebies. Obviously, every offer is different and it should be tested. But if you were to test something, that's what I would start with. Okay? Cool. Beautiful. Next thing over here, let's go back to here because I want to get too off topic. And obviously at the very end, I like opening up to questions. So we're talking about text over here, sale, coupon, scarcity, freebies. Offer freebies, okay? Next thing over here. Actually, I'll talk about that over there. So next one over here is email. A couple of things that you want to keep in track when you're doing email is if it's a first email going out to somebody, first email, do not send links out to people because Gmail usually has the highest filtration system that there is. So a lot of times you're sending somebody that they have a Google Workspace or a Gmail account. If you're sending on the first email link, it usually blocks that out. So especially if your email isn't like super highly optimized, you're not constantly sending out emails every day, it doesn't have a high email score. If you send out a link, like X over here, X link as first, okay? Do not send a link as the first email, as I'm trying to say. Second thing, what I find to always work the best, okay, is if you ask people to reply to you, okay? So when you're sending out an email to somebody, like, hey, I just made this awesome training on how to do X, Y, and Z, do you want the training? Just let me know. As in, ask them to reply to you for that training. Or, hey, I just put up together this course and I want to show you how you can implement it into your business. Are you free tomorrow? Let me know, yes or no. And you ask them to reply. Ask for reply. Also being, if they reply to you, that's only going to do, when you reply back and forth, all it's going to do is it's going to also increase your email optimization ranking so that your email is more likely to land in the inbox, not in the spam as well too. So what I literally do is if somebody ever says stop to my emails or unsubscribe me, I will email back and I'll be like, okay, no worries. We will no longer send you any more emails. Thank you for your time. So I still reply to those stop emails and I put them to DND, but I reply in a nice, kind way, and I make sure I reply though. I don't just stop. I don't just stop any emails and put them on DND. I reply first, be like, hey, we've unsubscribed you successfully. Or you can even set up an automation that does that through the CRM as well too. That if someone says stop, it emails them back saying, hey, you've been unsubscribed to receiving further emails or broadcasts, whatever, promotions, whatever. Just to increase the chances you go into the inbox. Next thing over here too is do it during certain times. Think about it. When do you guys open up your emails? Me personally, I open up my emails. I'm drinking a cup of coffee first thing in the morning. Matter of fact, that's kind of why I was a little late this morning, is because I was drinking a little coffee and I was handling a couple of emails. So I'm trying to say is that when I send out my emails, I don't really send them out at night. Maybe some people open up their emails in bed when they're about to go to sleep, maybe 6 to 8 p.m. But I don't dare send emails out after 8 p.m. So you have that little time window. I usually in between 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Okay. And I usually send my emails out to 6 to 8 p.m. because really before 6 a.m., they're kind of just waking up, maybe a little groggy. Some people wake up at 5, but most people I find they usually wake up around 6. I know Mo over here, she doesn't go to sleep, okay? She's an absolute killer. So she's a little different, all right? She's a little different over here. But what I'm trying to say is that most people besides Mo over here wake up at 6 to 8, all right? So I usually try to send out my emails around then, all right? Next thing over here is that in the subject line, I try to, the way an email works is kind of similar to an ad, whereas the subject line actually convinces them to read the email, in which case the email convinces them to actually do the action that you want them to do. So in the subject line, what I like to do is I like to add their name. So I would do like F name, whoops. Here is your whatever, or first name, or hey, first name, I've been trying to reach out to you. Hey, first name, this is an emergency. Hey, first name, this is your last chance. Hey, first name, this is an amazing opportunity. What I try to do is I try to add in the subject line scarcity, like chances of missing out, or some sort of crazy value proposition in that subject line that people will be stupid not to open up that email, So it's either emergency, scarcity, or a crazy value proposition that they have no choice to open email right in the subject line over there. Okay, so these are my four little hacks for emails over here. Last thing over here is we're going to talk about some messenger and DM over here. Over camera. So one thing goes down in the DMs, truly does. So one thing that I started out my contracting, well, a little bit after I did my contracting business, is that before college I had my contracting business. During college I had my contracting business, but I started to not to be inside my business, as in actually freaking pushing the lawnmower or hammering nails on a roof or painting myself. But in college, I started subcontracting it all out. And what I would mainly be is I'd be the marketing guy, the marketing guru, the guy that's opening up Google My Businesses accounts, the guy that's building communities, Facebook groups, the guy that's putting ads out there, the guy that's working on SEO, the guy that's getting jobs and delegating out to my subcontractors and getting my little 10, 15%. So what I would do is that through Messenger DM is what I would do is I'll contact, so obviously cold contact, is I'll contact every single real estate agent. I'll contact through the Instagram and Messenger every single real estate agent and property management company saying, hey, we have an amazing construction company, and even Airbnb places too, by hustling in Facebook groups to get more jobs for my contractors, because that's literally what I was living on when I was in college, is making sure that my contractors had work to pay me, okay? So what I would do is I'd cold message everybody, okay? What I would even do is I'll create a list of family and friends, okay? Family and friends that might be associated with business owners, that might be associated with real estate agents, that might be associated with anything that can help my contracting business. And I'll make a list of like 50 family members, 50 people, okay? Actually, I already said that. All right, family and friends. I'll make a list of 50 family and friends that might know another business owner, that might know a property management company, that might know an Airbnb, and maybe they have their own Airbnb, that might know a real estate agent, that might have their own real estate company, whatever it might be. But I would contact all my family and friends, and I would ask those people, do you mind putting up a post for me? Do you mind putting up a post to help me get more painting jobs? Do you mind putting up a post for me to help me get more credit repair jobs? Do you mind putting up a post for me to help me get more marketing jobs? And the post that I would ask them to put up would simply be like, hey, my nephew or my grandson or my cousin or my friend is starting up a new credit repair business. He's starting up a new construction business, a new painting business, okay? Check out some of his work, or tag yourself or tag somebody you know that might need his services, okay? And in that post, I would just make sure that anybody that comments on it, I would reply to. Anybody in that post is a potential lead. And obviously in that post too, I'll put a picture of some of my work. So if I have a credit repair company, I'll be like, hey guys, my nephew Blade just started up his credit repair company. Check out some of his work down in the picture below. But he's looking to get his first couple of clients on an exclusive discounted rate. Comment below if you need a credit repair, or if you want to get into a new house, or you want to get a new car, but you're having trouble with that. Or you're having trouble with approval rates, whatever you might want to call it, whatever. You guys can chat GPT that yourself. What I'm saying is that put up the post, put up the picture, and people will comment and tag people that they know that might need a credit repaired or a roof repaired, whatever it might be. And all those people are potential leads. So I'll make sure I respond to all of those. Another thing is hustling in Facebook groups. So recently I put up a post on a Facebook group. It was called what was it called? It was called Facebook ad users, or Facebook ad troubles, or Facebook ad help, or something like that. And what I did is I put up a post on there like, hey guys, we recently generated 600K in under 7 months for this credit repair company using Facebook ads and AI. And when I put up a picture of the results we got on a client, and comment below if you want the video training, okay? It was amazing. Some Facebook groups, they block you right away and they don't allow you to put these type of posts up there. But the golden gems posts, the groups that you gotta find, you gotta do a little bit of homework, obviously. Nothing, it's not meant to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But every now and then you find these groups where you actually can put these posts up and that has a solid amount of engagement. And those groups are gems. Make sure you write down those groups and you're constantly posting in those groups, okay? Because that will get you your next couple of clients guaranteed. So you post in those groups like, hey, we have this amazing offer XYZ. Do you want this training or this video or this whatever it might be? Remember I was talking about that landing page, the info over here, and then the actual training videos over here. Do you want the actual training videos on how to do XYZ? And you take these people, excuse me, everybody that comments on that post, you make sure you like that post, you comment back in the post, you send them back a message with this training over here, and you also friend them. The reason why you friend them is because you friend them because if they accept your friend request back, and I want to say, I don't know, maybe five out of 10 times they actually will friend you back. When you do that, every single time you post on your Facebook timeline, they're now going to see your stuff. Okay, so even if you don't close them right away, in the future you have potential to close them with more stuff that you post on your timeline, or maybe you bring them into your Facebook community as well too. All that stuff is wins. You know what I'm trying to say? Put up a post in your Facebook group, offer some value in exchange for them commenting, like those comments, send them back the messages with the actual value. Don't immediately try to sell them, provide value, friend them, try to get them into the community, and start up a conversation with them. Start up a conversation, maybe try to eventually get them on a call, but on the call is when you sell them. You don't really try to sell them right at the back because that's going to be very difficult to do. Sometimes you might get lucky, but I found that it's always better to try to get them to a call than you sell them on the call. Cool. So we talked about cold messaging, family and friends, Facebook groups, okay? And honestly, probably the last one is just broadcasting, kind of like we talked about before. Our senior can handle it. It's also easy with ManyChat, but anybody that's interacted with your Facebook page ever, make sure you reach out to all the people, because those are people that chances are they already know who you are. People on your friends list, reach out to people on your friends list. Reach out to people in actual Facebook groups. A lot of times I go to Facebook groups. For example, just last week, I got a client, I think it's like $1,000 or $2, set up his AI chatbot. And literally what I did is I looked up a Facebook group, and in that Facebook group, the guy said, what did he say? In that Facebook group, the guy said, hey, I need help setting up an AI chatbot for X company. And I don't want to say his name. And I just replied back, hey, I got you, bro. Check out the screenshot of what I did for my last client. And I put up a screenshot and a video of how this AI chatbot worked. We hopped on a call with his team. And boom, just like that, within a matter of 20 minutes, I got a $2,000 job, built the AI chatbot, trained his team a little bit, and was set. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of these Facebook groups, guys, there's money just waiting to be collected there. So take upon those Facebook groups, make some moves, make some actions. I was also a personal trainer a while back, in which case our personal training people, I originally started in person, but then in college, I found it's a lot more scalable when I did it virtually. So how I would get those clients, the way I would get those clients is I'll go to these Facebook groups, mainly gaming groups, groups that talk about Call of Duty Zombies. I don't really game too much, but back in high school, I was all about Call of Duty Zombies with my boy Ty. Whenever we had a sleepover, we just game it out, nerd out on Call of Duty Zombies. So I had something to relate with these people. So I'd hop in this Facebook group, knowing that most gamers are kind of a little overweight and they can use some help with looking better. So I'd hop in these Facebook groups, a lot of them where maybe they had acne, they need some help with health and nutrition, hop in these Facebook groups, and I would become known as that go-to health and nutritionist expert, a go-to health and wellness expert, a go-to guy that overall just looks good in his pictures. And I would talk about video games. I wouldn't necessarily talk straight away about, hey, buy my services. I'll talk about video games, become known. I'll become, as I get the little title as group expert. And what I would do is I would talk about slowly bring people into personal training. I'll slowly bring people into health and wellness. Because whenever I see a dude that says, hey guys, I finally got a date, what do I gotta do to trim some weight really quick? I want to look good for this date. That's when I pop up like, boom, that's me. I got you, bro. Let's put you on this week-long fast. Let's get you worked out, push-ups every day. I got you, bro. I got you. I offer some free value, and then eventually he turned into a paying client. And what's really great about that is because I became known in these gaming communities as a health nutritionist expert, other people would refer me clients as well too. And that's how I got my first couple of personal training clients. And this kind of goes along to, I think, maybe 2 or 3 strategy sessions ago, in which case I was saying that when you make your content, don't only focus in on, let's say you're a credit card company, don't only focus in on just people trying to get a new car or people trying to get into a new home, but there's also possibilities in people and motivating people to get business funding, to be able to invest into their business. But in order to get business money, they got to get the credit too. So I'm trying to say is not only making content solely just relying solely about just getting credit fixed or getting a new house, but also expand a little bit more. Hit those other targets, hit those other audiences where you motivate people to maybe start a business or to get business funding or whatever. Over here, what I did is I didn't just go to Facebook groups that are about fitness because I would be competing with 1,000 other personal trainers. What I did is I went to a gaming community that talked about Nazi zombies that I could relate with, and there's no other personal trainers in that Nazi zombie group. It's crazy. Why would somebody do that? But it was an audience where everybody was overweight, terrible nutrition, all had acne, that every now and then somebody will need to drop some weight to hop on a date. Yeah, that kind of rhymes. But what I'm trying to say is that I expanded my reach. I thought a little bit out of the box, in which case I found some clients a totally different way. Now, because you brought up Luke Belmar before, let me kind of end off with another example that kind of explains what I was talking about, thinking about outside the box. I freaking love Luke Belmar. He's a freaking genius, this dude. But it was awesome because during Corona, now this is a great story. During Corona, on Amazon, people were selling disinfectant wipes, Lysol wipes, disinfectant things for like $100 a bottle for soap or Purell, whatever it's called. Very, very pricey because not many people were able to do it. And a lot of ad accounts were shut down. A lot of Amazon accounts were shut down. So it was very, very difficult to be able to sell disinfectant supplies and disinfectant wipes and all these masks out on Amazon. So what did Luke do? He completely took his company, his disinfectant wipes, his Purell, to instead of being Purell for humans, being Purell for dogs. Okay, now this is where it gets crazy. Because he completely switched around his branding, as instead of being a human disinfectant company, he changed around to be a pet-friendly disinfectant company, knowing with the justification that people are going to get the disinfectant for their dogs and be like, all right, this is literally just Purell. I can use this on my hands too. Okay. But what that allowed him to do is allow him to also get into this extremely, extremely saturated market. Amazon didn't flag any of the things. Facebook ads did not flag any of his shit. And he was pulling in $1 million days just because he hit a niche at the right time where everyone needed Corona in a certain way that was different than everybody else, that allowed him to ultimately just take control of his market and just make millions. Okay, so that's just a cool example in which case he was able to just think outside of the box to hit a target audience that was not saturated because nobody really knew about that angle. So what I'm trying to say is that in a day where competition is everywhere, construction, everybody knows a dozen other construction companies. My marketing agency, everybody else knows a dozen other marketing agencies. Your social media company, a dozen people know all different other social media companies. Video editing, we all know graphic designers, video editing, credit repair companies, mortgage lenders, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. You got to be able to do things a little bit differently. You got to be able to do things a little bit out of the box, a little unorthodox, to be able to set yourself up ahead of other people. Because let's say this is the meeting on what everybody's doing. If you're consistently doing what everybody's doing, you can't expect yourself to get above that median. But if you figure out a plan of action that's gonna do things a little bit differently than other people, now you finally have that chance of beating your competition. You're rising above, becoming greater. Doing those things that others aren't willing to will set you ahead of everybody else. But yeah, guys, I hope that part right there, hope that kind of resonated with you, especially that mindset and then doing things different than everybody else. Just that mindset in itself will set you ahead of everybody else, will set you ahead in a track of success. And I really, really do, guys, hope that you guys take that into account, and become great, guys. I hope you guys absolutely kill it. All right, this week. Thank you guys so much for being here. Someone's got their hand raised. How can I help?
Yes, I just wanted to say again, thank you for always making these videos and all this stuff. It's very valuable. And I love that you're dedicated to do this because you could be doing other stuff in your day, with your business, and you're taking your time out to help us. And I really wanted to say thank you.
I appreciate it a whole lot. I want to see everybody win here. The more successful this community is, the more successful I will be as well too. So I want to see us all just grow and prosper together. It'd be awesome. But if we don't have any other questions, I'm gonna log off here. Everyone's good here. Thank you guys always for watching, guys. I'm so excited to help you guys automate, elevate, and liberate, guys. And we'll see you on the next strategy session. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Bye bye. See you, Annie. Peace.